We're doing our Week 9 Fantasy Football ad drop show. We're going to do a Week 9 onward Fantasy Football draft. We're going to answer any questions you guys have, and maybe we'll get into the person of going to jail, as we were discussing in the pre-show. But anyway, before we get into everything, please hit like, subscribe, comment below, share this video, visit walterfootball.com, and visit the link in the description for the merch store. As always, wearing something for the merch store. It is my light blue Walter Football t-shirt. I have to say, this is one of the most this is one of the fanciest shirts I own. You know, if you wear this to a wedding or something, you know, I guarantee some people are going to come up to you and say, "Where'd you get that shirt? It's so great!" And you're going to be able to tell them that you got it at the merch store here. We have a 20% off sale. You can get anything in any color, any long sleeve hoodie, women's tank top, infant onesie. We have it all here. We have our famous apron too, our baseball caps, etc. So check that out. You go to Amazon, buy my books. The most recent one is Jerks of the College Years, which I don't have on the screen here because I have to use Firefox, but you can just type that in, go to Amazon, do that. Visit The Cap is Fake too, thecapisfake.com. That is the website of our co-host for tonight, Kenny Ortiz from thecapisfake.com. Kenny, how's it going?
I'm living a dream and drinking some whiskey. Can you hear me, by the way? I have to change my mic setting over here. Is it working?
Yeah, I hear you just fine. Yeah.
Okay, great. Life is grand. I am drinking some whiskey. This is a Screwball peanut butter whiskey. Mr. Mike.
Mike and Cassandra saying hello.
Excellent. Cassandra, friends, welcome.
Yes.
Life is great. I'm having a great fantasy year. This is what I root for in life. I root for things to happen to make me look smart. That's it. That's my only goal. My goal in life is to look smart. Even if it's by accident, I just will pretend like I did on purpose. And so that's my number one goal in life. And so anyway, fantasy football, doing great. I'm in my 4 leagues. I have 6 wins in 3 of my leagues. I'm 6-2 in 2 leagues. In our league, I'm 6-1-1. And at first I was annoyed by it, but I'm like, well, I guess a tie is better than a loss. So, and like technically that's the best record I have. 6-1-1 is better than 6-2. But some reason the tie just kind of feels a little bit gay. I don't know. Anyway, and so 6-1-1, 6-2, 6-2. But then I'm also 3-5 in one league. I got Saquon Barkley and Brian Thomas in that league. So they've been inconsistent, but let's see. We'll turn it around. Let's see if I can make a run. So all life is well. Life is grand, and I'm enjoying some Screwball peanut butter whiskey.
Very nice. So that's the league that we're in. You're 6-1-1. Maybe Barkley will turn that around. We'll talk about that in a bit.
By the way, you were the highest scorer this past week. You had a monster week in that league this week.
156 points. Let's go. Yeah, that was a great week. I had Tucker Kraft. I had who else did I have? I don't even know who else I had. I Drake May, of course. That's the league where I have Drake May. I'll look it up just to see. Actually, I could probably just pull it up for you guys in a second here. But yeah, it was a great week. I'm 4-3-1 in that league. Travion Henderson has weighed me down a little bit, but I have a great team otherwise. Let me see if
and
this
you have a
works.
tie. We just
you
didn't tie me. You tied someone else. Kind of strange.
Yeah. Okay, this is not working. Never mind. On Firefox, I have to use Firefox because Chrome, like my website doesn't work in Chrome for some reason. It's not my website, it's Chrome. Like I have like severe issues with Chrome. Like it can't handle spell check right now either. So I feel like I have to reinstall it. But then that means I lose all my tabs, and I don't know if I can lose all my tabs. So I have to kind of weather the storm, I guess. I don't know. I have to figure something out.
By the way, I mean, I'm on the Walter Football website, pretty much every day in Chrome, and I've never had a problem.
Yeah. No, it's not the site. It's Chrome. Like
it's your Chrome installed on your computer.
Yes. Because like I said, I can't even do spell check on my Chrome. Like it like crashes Chrome. If I put spell check on, I have to turn it off. So yeah, I have to reinstall it. But like I said, then I'd lose all 270 of my tabs on Chrome. So
you're exaggerating, right? 270 tabs?
No, I have 270 tabs on Chrome. I have about 60 on Opera and about 60 on Firefox, plus these 4, as you can see here. So that'll take me close to 400.
Walter. That is unbelievable. I did not know about it. I did not realize. I've known you for 26 years. I didn't know you were a tab hoarder.
Yes, I am.
Maybe 27 years, whatever it is. I didn't realize this is ridiculous.
Yeah, it is. It is. I have a problem here. I will admit. And let me. I'll pull it up. You can see it here.
This is unbelievable. I can't believe it. I did not know this about you.
Well, I mean, this in itself, this is one of the 4 windows I have open here, as you can see on the screen. So,
I mean, I know you always had tabs. I guess I didn't realize you had the same. I just figured you're always like reopening tabs on a regular basis.
No. I mean, look, this is the third lightest, or I guess third heaviest. I have the other 2 windows have so many tabs that I have to close them sometimes because it can, like, there's too many, and so it won't give me a new tab, so I have to close some stuff. So yeah, I have this, and then I've like I said, I have 3 more windows like this, and then I have Opera like this, and then I have Firefox like this. So I can't do that. Walkett's clown on his stupid tab addiction constantly. Is it really clown? I feel like it's impressive. It's good the fact that I know everything.
Like, I know he always had these tabs. I guess I never really paid attention. But Cassandra, you're right. I totally missed. Oh my goodness, this is absurd. I've never really dawned on me. I never really looked at your screen that thoroughly.
Yeah, well, there it is. So this is my team. So Drake May, you guys.
Well, this is a problem. I think you have to go to a meeting or something about this. This is a Tabs Anonymous. I can't get over this right now. And you're right. I can't believe I never noticed really the extent of this. I don't know why I never saw this.
I don't see what the problem is. I know where everything is. Like, I know where everything is. Like, it's controlled chaos. You know,
it's very controlled. It's controlled, significant chaos.
Yeah, it's like I have a bunch of stuff on my desk. It's not as bad as it used to be because my wife would clean it off sometimes. But like, she would clean it off, and I'd be like, I can't find anything. And she's like, what do you mean I cleaned it? I'm like, but I knew where everything was, and now I can't find anything. It's just all cluttered. So,
oh my gosh, you're insane.
Yeah, I know. It's okay. All right, this is my team: Drake May, Chase Brown, Devon Achane, Roma Dunze, George Pickens, who didn't have a good game, Keyshawn Butte, Tucker Kraft, Cortland Sutton, Colts defense, Will Lutz. That was 156 to 124. Sorry, Alex. Beating pretty big. The other scores here, like Alex that feels pretty salty, even though his season's already down the drain. Like 87-59. Alex would be like, why can't I play one of those guys? I've been on the other end of that so many times, but. Let's look at your team. And by the way, this is Jacob. Jacob right here. You beat Jacob. You have Justin Herbert, Bijan Robinson, James Cook, Devontae Smith, Chris Olave, Keenan Allen, Zach Ertz, Breece Hall, Texans defense, Eddie Pinheiro. Anyone to buy? You have Corum and Brian Thomas on buy. Did I have anyone buy? Let me see. I had Travis Hunter and Zach Charbonnet on buy. So yeah, I like my team. You know, like I said, Henderson kind of weighed me down, but you know, he got going a little bit this week, so maybe a good omen for the future. We'll see, and we'll review everything. Let me go back and let me see if
I find the right tab.
No, I'm talking about. Let me go back to the Firefox so I can get to the live draft here. So, like I said, this is one of 4 windows in Chrome. That's like actually, to be fair, 3 are like this. 4 is a little lighter because I use that for in-game like CBS game tracker tabs. So as soon as the game's over, I'll exit out. So but that tends to be busier on Sundays at least. Okay, let me go back to this, and then we'll wait for the draft to start. We had a couple questions here. Smoke Horse asking, would you start Genty over Woody Marks this week? The problem is, like, Woody Marks may not get the full workload. Eventually, I think he will, but we don't know this week. And so we at least know Genty's going to get the full workload, and Jacksonville's defense is not that great. So I would start Genty. What do you think?
Yeah, I don't know the thing about Marks. He looked great. He's not looked great to me. So yeah, it's hard to know. Yeah. And I still think Genty, I think Genty's like half a block away. Like, it feels like every game he's like 1 block or 2 there from breaking one. Like, see, it's not, I don't know where he ranks. You know, he's obviously not producing what people drafted him to be, but I think he's closer than we realize. And so I could imagine over the next couple of weeks having, you know, well, down the stretch, I would take Genty over Marks.
Yeah. It may not be the same answer in a few weeks, but right now, go Genty. Texas found the solution. Used a 6-man line with 3 tackles. Well, playing the Niners certainly helps. The Niners is no pass rush. Drip Saw Killa asking, "Hey guys, hope everything's going great. There are 4 teams left in my Guillotine League. I have both Kraft and Ferguson, but both Kittle and Bowers are available. Should I make a change to tight end?" I mean, Bowers being back this week is pretty enticing, I have to say. I mean, Kraft is awesome, but Ferguson's great too. I worry about Ferguson with Lamb there because they kind of cancel each other out a little bit, or at least Lamb cancels out Ferguson a little bit. I would go after Bowers. I mean, it depends what else you have to do. I don't know what else you need to do with your roster, but I would try to upgrade to Bowers. What do you think?
Yeah, if it's PPR, I'm going Bowers. If it's non-PPR, I still like Kittle a little more. Yeah, Kraft has been great though, man. I mean, it's hard to bench Kraft, right?
Yeah, it's hard to do that. Yeah. Yeah, I don't. I mean, it's a good matchup. Carolina is pretty bad against tight ends. So, although Kincaid did nothing this past week, but yeah, I mean, Bowers is the best tight end in the league when healthy. So, and the fact that he's going to be back in a favorable matchup, I think I'd look that way. Remember what the Rams did with the tight ends against the Jaguars in London? Like, did what 2 or 3 tight end touchdowns? Like, Bowers could go nuts in this game, especially if Jacoby Myers is traded. So, yeah, I think I'd go for Bowers. Yeah. Any word on Bucky Irving or Hampton? Both teams seem very shady. Yeah. Well, speaking of shady, I mean, we've had some crazy stuff this week, like the Ravens lying about Lamar Jackson's status. I mean, these teams haven't practiced yet, so we don't know. We'll know Wednesday evening. That'll be the first practice report. But really, Wednesday's kind of useless. Like Thursday, you'll get a good idea about whether or not these guys could play. So you'll have to just wait until Thursday. And then, yeah, you're welcome. And then Gadsden or Ferguson. Gadsden's been so good. And like I said, Lamb being back is going to make Ferguson worse. So as crazy as it sounds, I think Gadsden might be the answer. But it's very close, though.
Yeah. I feel like Ferguson has a little bit of a better floor. Like you're going to get something. Mm-hmm. Gadsden's got the higher upside, it feels like right now.
Yeah.
But Gadsden also could have 2 catches for 40 yards, right? Like,
yep.
So, I don't know. It kind of depends on the situation. You feel like you need to shoot the moon, go for Gadsden. If you feel like you need a little more safety, I go Ferguson.
Yeah, I agree with that. All right. Speaking of Gadsden, let's get to the recaps. And the Chargers are the first game because they played on Thursday night. So we'll come back and see when we're going to draft it. The Chargers won 37-10 over the Vikings. This was a disaster for the Vikings. They were already down 2 linemen, then they lost Darisaw. As soon as that happened, I live bet the Chargers. Carson Wentz got hurt too. That was another part of that. He was like grabbing his shoulder. He wouldn't run. Like it was clear that he wasn't 100%. And so they're going to go back to McCarthy this week, which could be a disaster. Jefferson, the only consistent threat there. Addison scored a touchdown, but you kind of have to feel bearish about all these Vikings players with McCarthy coming back, unless you disagree. But with the Chargers, Vidal looks great. Hampton's gonna be back soon, so if you're starting Vidal like I am in one league, it's on borrowed time. But in that league, I also have Hampton. That's kind of why I paid all the fab for Vidal. McConkey, Gadsden, the leading receivers there. Allen had a solid game. Quentin Johnson didn't register a single target, so that has to be a concern if you're a Johnson owner. Just so many mouths to feed in with the Chargers, especially with Gadsden emerging. So, any thoughts on this game?
Yeah. First of all, Carson Wentz played 2.5 games apparently with a torn labrum. Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
that sounds absolutely awful and painful. Listen. That guy, Carson Wentz, plays like he's got a head wound, right? Like he's just not smart. But you can't say he's not tough. I mean, once upon a time, he tore an ACL and NCL and a meniscus and stayed in a game and threw a touchdown. Once upon a time in 2017. So I'll never question that guy's toughness. That doesn't really matter for our sake, but for our purposes. But I just thought I'd mention it. Yeah, the Vikings, this was a mess for them. Like everything went wrong. The Jefferson stats look good, but it kind of was just like kind of crazy. It's hard to know what to expect. JJ McCarthy, I feel like everyone's excited for him to come back, but like I don't know. And he's played 8 quarters this year, whatever. He played 8 quarters, I think. 7 of them were bad.
9, yeah.
9, whatever he was, right? Like
I think it was whatever it was. Yeah.
For 80 to 90% of the games, for the amount of game he's played, he's not been good. So I don't know, man. If you're a Vikings fan, you got to be nervous about this. And if you're a Vikings fantasy owner, you got to be a little bit nervous. I'd be nervous about all these guys right now. I mean, these stat lines look terrible. The Jefferson one looks respectable. Maybe it's better with McCarthy, maybe not. It's hard to tell. The Chargers defense has been, kind of inconsistent this year. So, I don't think you just chalk it up to the defense. Yeah, man. If I'm an owner of any of these guys and I'm relying on them, I'd be a little nervous. Herbert was really efficient, really good in this game. The running game was good. The passing game was mostly good in this game. When it comes to the Chargers, man, I think it's going to vary. For some weeks, it's going to be Keenan Allen and McConkey. And some weeks, it's going to be McConkey and Johnson. Some weeks, it's going to be Johnson and Allen. I think it's just the nature of it, and you're going to have to just live with it, right? I mean, it's just kind of if you have those guys, they're going to be in your starting lineup, and you just hope that on the weeks that they don't go off, it doesn't kill your team too much.
Yeah, McCarthy had a good connection with Addison during training camp, apparently, but we'll see. I mean, he looked so bad. It was 8 quarters, not 9. But yeah, it's so tough to trust him. We'll have to see him play well. I wouldn't completely discount him. He was the 10th pick in the draft. Kevin O'Connell liked him, so there might be something there. It's just kind of unfair to judge someone on just 2 games. So maybe he'll play better, but it's it did look bleak in the first 2 weeks. Schlesinger went from being a top 3 defensive rookie to 30-1 now because he is week to week with a high ankle sprain. The Browns have a bye week, so he might miss only 1 to 2 games. Value there? Yeah, I think so. It makes sense. There's no one who really stands out. I know Abdul Carter is the favorite right now, but it's not like he's running away with it. So yeah, Schlesinger could. He misses if he misses 1 to 2 weeks, I think that that's a pretty good value if you can get 31. Addison every week is double digits. Yeah. So, that's with Wentz. We'll see what happens with McCarthy. And then, Jordan Mason. Yeah. I mean, people are drafting Jordan Mason like 3rd round of best ball, like these onward drafts. I'm like, Aaron Jones is coming back at some point, right? I didn't understand that at all. Like Jones is going to be out like 4 to 5 weeks. So Jones came back and there was a split. That's something we didn't mention. What was the split? It was, Jones 5 carries, Mason with 4. So it was 50-50 when we saw the 2 together, and now it's 50-50 now that they're reunited. So pretty bleak situation there too.
Yeah.
We question here: traded Henry, Igbuka, Swift, and Warren for Bijan, JSN, Debo, and Walker. My team is Daniels, Gibbs, Bijan, JSN, London, Kittle, Walker, etc. It's like crazy 8-man trade. It's insane. Henry, Ibuka, Swift, and Warren. I think I like the Bijan side of that. What do you think? As I will be on the clock here soon because I have the 2nd pick. I am on the clock now. I'm gonna take Bijan. He had a terrible game, but I assume he's just gonna bounce back. And by the way, this is week 9 onward, which means anyone who doesn't have a week 5 through 8 bye has basically a 2 1/3 game suspension, which is kind of crazy if you think about it, because this is a 6-week league, and one week in like a regular 6-week league is like 2 1/3 in a regular 14-week. So think about that way. Like how far would you drop someone who's a 1st-round prospect if they're suspended for 2 1/3 games? Like just like a whole round at least?
Yeah, at least, if not more. I mean,
yeah. So I've been doing these. This is my 4th one, I think, and almost every single player I've been drafting is week week 5 through 8 bye. So that's why Taylor's great, but you're gonna be missing for 1 of these 6 weeks. It's kind of tough. So anyway, pick 2 of 4 rest of the season. Nico Collins, Jane Waddle, DK Metcalf, Lad McConkey. Also, my book is Wessinger 550. So if you can get 31, take it. Yeah, I just saw FanDuel was 19-1. So 2 or 4 rest of season. Collins should be back this week. Waddle, I don't trust. So it will be the other 3. There are a lot of mouths to feed in the Chargers. So I feel like Metcalf should be pretty steady with Rodgers. Man, it's tough. It's Collins, Metcalf, and Lad in some order. I'd probably go the first 2. What do you think?
Yeah, I think I go Collins, Metcalf.
Yeah, me too.
I think so. McConkey's close. you're saying too many miles a feet. I get that. At the end of the day, like you just have to like that's the case on a lot of teams, and you have to just like McConaughey's still going to get some great weeks, and Quentin Johnson's going to get some great weeks. It's just you have to just sort of recognize that's a part of the game.
Yeah, for sure. Did I say my 5-3 season? You helped at least. I think it was a good trade for you. Addison has been solid. He has, but that was with Wentz. Like, we're gonna see what happens with McCarthy.
I mean, has he been solid? I mean, I think he's like,
he's been pretty. He's been pretty good.
44th best receiver overall. I mean,
but he missed 3 games. So let's see here.
On a per average basis, what is he?
Yeah, like 18, 15, 24, and 11. It's pretty good. 2 touchdowns. 114, 41, 128, 26. So, it's pretty good. I think it's kind of convenient that he scores a touchdown when he doesn't get the 100 yards. So it's a little lucky, but
okay. Yeah, he's like the 15th best running receiver on a per game basis.
Yeah. So
I guess it's good.
Yeah.
All right.
Addison better start than Metcalf? Nah, I don't think so. I mean, not with McCarthy, no. Malik Washington or Rico Doodle? Rico Doodle. I mean, like he's splitting touches, but I feel like the Panthers have to realize Doodle's better than Hubbard at this point. And
I don't think he's better. I don't think he's better than Hubbard.
I think he's better. He had 206 rushing yards in that one game. Like Hubbard's never done that.
Hubbard's a better player. I don't think Hubbard's fully healthy yet. I don't know. I just watched. They looked about the same this past week. I don't know. They looked. It's a split job. I think you're gonna have some weeks it's a Doodle game, some weeks it's a Hubbard game. I don't know. I think you can go back and forth. I think Hubbard's a better player talent wise. I'm not sure the Hubbard's fully healthy right now though.
Yeah, well, that's definitely plays a factor there. So yeah, I'd go Doodle over Washington. Washington's going to be inconsistent. Patriots are horrible against receiving backs. They're allowed 6th most receiving yards to running backs this year. Robinson will feast. As a Patriots fan, Atlanta might win outright. I think so too. I think Atlanta is going to look pretty good this week, especially after getting embarrassed like they did last week. Like, what a disaster that is. Raheem Morris. Oh, we can talk about that game. But Raheem Morris is like, if I was the owner of the Falcons, I would have fired him. Just second egg he's laid this year already. Like it's ridiculous. So anyway, let's get to the next game. We have Jets 39, Bengals 38. The Jets are on the board. Now they were behind by double digits, and then Trey Hendrickson got hurt. As soon as I saw that flash on the screen, I bet the Jets over points total, and they hit it easily. Probably should have done that again. Fields had a solid game. Breece Hall went nuts. There was no Garrett Wilson, but a bunch of guys caught passes. Isaiah Davis is someone I talked about before, where like if Breece Hall's traded, you already have Braylon Allen on IR, so Isaiah Davis could be someone down the stretch who does well. And even if Hall's not traded, if Hall goes down, like Isaiah Davis is going to be a top pickup. So I think he should be owned in all leagues. Mason Taylor continued to look good. He's an impressive rookie. For the Bengals, like it wasn't Flacco's fault that they lost, obviously 38 points. So he played well. Jamar Chase didn't score a touchdown, but 19 targets. He continues to get targeted like crazy. Higgins scored the touchdown. Chase Brown looked good. He's part of my lineup. So any thoughts on this game?
Yeah, I own Breece Hall is my most owned player. I own him in all 4 of my leagues. So he went off. That's in part why I was 4-0 this past week in those leagues. He was great. Actually, I'm in a 2 quarterback league, and all my quarterbacks were injured, so I had to start Breece Hall instead of a quarterback in my super flex spot. Usually, you don't want to do that, but it turned out to be great actually. So
nice.
It was excellent. This game, the way this game went, first of all, the Bengals apparently Joe Flacco got the memo. Drop back the pass, 2-yard pass, throw the ball at Jamar Chase. Yeah. We want Chase to get 33 targets a game, apparently, is the goal. Like, just unbelievable. And it feels like the Jets didn't understand the assignment. Like, maybe don't single cover him with a man giving him 10 yards of cushion. Like, I just didn't understand the defense. Like, I understand you're afraid this guy's going to beat you over the top, but just dumb, it's dumb, just dumb play. So anyway, all that to say, Flacco looks decent. And T. Higgins actually performed, looked okay. The running game looked decent. Chase Brown looked decent in this game. Finally, And so, I think I think the lesson to be learned here is that the Bengals offense can be sustainable, but do you fully trust them? I don't know, man. It's hard to know. Like if you're someone who's had Chase Brown all year and he's been giving you goose eggs and like, do you trust him like to fully, like, I don't know. It's hard to, I got to see it again. If you see it one more time, then maybe you're all in on trusting the Bengals offense again. So yeah, that's my thought. As far as the Jets go, this was Justin Fields' best game of his career, I think. Like in terms of passing, he looked really good. And so yeah, I think that's in part like that's what led to the running game. Like the Bengals had to put a lot of. The Bengals defense is not good. Obviously, they're more than that. They're really bad, and so obviously that's a part of it. But yeah, I Justin Fields looked good, and it wasn't just the rushing; it was passing. He looked like a formidable NFL quarterback, and so I don't know what to make of that. Hard to believe that that's going to happen again because we've not seen that a lot. So all that to say, I don't know if there's a lot of lessons to be learned from this. Start Jamar Chase, everyone else, I don't know. Start Breece Hall, everyone else, I don't know. Like that's kind of the situation.
You know what this game reminded me of is it's like Major League. Like when the owner wants the team to lose and then they defy the owner and win. It's kind of like that, where like where the owner was saying like bad things about Justin Fields. Is like you can't win with a quarterback like that, and like the team rallied around the quarterback and won. I feel like they could make a movie about this game. Like even if the Jets are good, maybe they could rewrite it where like the Jets go on this long winning streak and win the Super Bowl. Like even though we know that's not going to happen. That's what this felt like. Just like the team defying the owner. We're like we'll show you. Like this guy's good. We'll see. So I mean that was his best game. It was incredible. So it helped that Hendrickson was out. Like that was a big part of it.
Yeah.
So
I mean, Henderson went out later in the game, though, right? I mean, third quarter.
Yeah, but the Jets at that point were behind by double digits, I think, and then they scored on like almost every drive after that. I think.
Yeah,
maybe every.
Both teams were just scoring like at will. It seemed like.
Yeah, it was pretty insane. By the way, I went with Genty in London here. Not in love with this, but like those are the guys who were best available who had their buys already. I think I was going to consider Davante Adams here instead, but he went. So I wanted Genty because like I was looking at Adams versus London and also Lamar Jackson a little bit here too and Roma Dunze, and they all went. So I think this is okay as long as London can play this week, which we'll see. I suspect he'll be able to play, but anyway. Let's get to the next game, which is it's Bills 40, Panthers 9. So the Panthers came into this game ranked number 1 against the run since week 2. And so much for that. James Cook ran for 216 and 2 touchdowns, only 19 carries. Like that's pretty insane. If he got like 25, 26 carries, he may have threatened the single game rushing record. Josh Allen didn't have to do all that much. We still had a good fantasy game. Khalil Shakir scored the touchdown. Another dud from Keon Coleman. Andy Dalton looks so bad in this game. Like the stats don't look that bad. Like 16 to 24, 175. He had an interception. He had some fumbles, but fumbles don't show up there. He was so bad in this game, like zero awareness. He was throwing the ball right to the defensive backs. He didn't look 37. He looked 57. He looked terrible. So he played well last year at times, but this was a disaster. But McMillan at least had a solid game. One of his better non-touchdown games here. And that was it. That was it for the Panthers. Hubbard scored the touchdown, but Doodle outgained them. So what are your thoughts on this game?
Yeah, Dalton was terrible. I think we see Hubbard and Doodle there. Like they're I think it's gonna be a 50-50 type. All the way down the stretch. I think that's going to be what you're going to get. You're going to have some weeks where Doodle's great. You're going to have some weeks where Hubbard's fine. You have some weeks where they both suck. I think most weeks are both suck, actually. I think that's more likely. I think it's the most likely scenario. So I don't know that I trust either one of those guys, to be honest. The receiving core is terrible, except for McMillan. He's a legit player. I think he's going to be a really good player for a long time. Andy Dalton was absolutely terrible in this game. Oh, my goodness. The Panthers' defense was good against the run for most of the season. They've been mostly good. I think they weren't as good as the stats said. I think maybe there was a little bit of luck and some circumstantial things there, but they were legitimately good against the run. And all of a sudden they just decided to stop playing the run. I don't know what happened. They forgot how to tackle. They forgot how to do gap discipline. James Cook was like, he had the first long touchdown run. He went like 8 yards untouched. He broke one tackle with like minimal effort, and then he was gone. It was just like it's just like bad like little league play. Like, come on, guys, tackle, wrap up. Like just terrible. Josh Allen's great. If you have him, you're starting him. You probably should not have him though, because that means you drafted a quarterback too early. So don't do that next year. As far as the receivers go in this game, I'm just like, I just feel like it's kind of a mess. And it's like 1 week it's Shakir, Shakir. I had him in my starting lineup in one league. He did nothing for several weeks in a row. I benched him. He finally decides to come up big when he's on my bench. Like, this guy sucks. Like, he doesn't suck. He just annoys me. And I just feel like the receiving game is so crazy. Also, the Bills all of a sudden have discovered this 3 tight end formation where they're running a bunch of, and then they're running 12 personnel with a fullback. They're running the extra tackle. Like, they have decided that they don't want any of their receivers on the field more than like 20 snaps a game, which doesn't make for good fantasy stats from the receiving core. So I just think even Shakir had a good game here. I just think like you're better off not starting these guys. I think the probability of these guys paying off more often than not, you're going to be pulling your hair out. And I think that's the case with the tight end too. Like with Kincaid, like if they're going to be running 2 and 3 tight end sets more than half of the time, which is what looks like they're doing the last few weeks, like that doesn't bode well for Kincaid being the consolidating all the tight end targets. So yeah, I think in general, like that just makes me, I think like it makes me want to shy away from anything on this offense other than James Cook.
I
own in 2 leagues and I love, by the way.
Yeah, I agree with that. By the way, would you take Bowers or Jordan Addison here?
I'm taking Addison, but that's just because I don't take tight ends.
Yeah, 5th round though for Bowers. It's kind of nuts.
Yeah, it's not bad. You're right.
Yeah. Anyway, I need my second receiver anyway. I was leaning toward Addison too. I did take Bowers in another draft I did earlier today in like 408, I think. Would you trade Lamar for London? I have May. Well, if you have May, you could certainly trade one of them. That's kind of the only reason.
Have Lamar and you're getting London back. Yes, absolutely. Yeah. I would do that.
Yeah, I would do that too. So yeah, try to see what else you can get, but I mean, London should be back this week. It's about the injuries, my only concern. Okay, so let's get to the next game, which is Texans 26, 49ers 15. Amazing. Yeah, amazing what improved protection can do. The Texans played the Seahawks last Monday, and they could not do anything because Seattle has the number 2 pass rush in the NFL. So Houston's blocking was awful in that game. In this game, San Francisco is missing all of its defensive ends, and lo and behold, C.J. Stroud goes 30 for 39, 318, 2-1. Unfortunately for Stroud, it plays Denver next week. So good luck, C.J. Woody Marks was the most productive back, but he saw 6 fewer carries. So I think eventually it'll be Woody Marks, but unfortunately we still have to deal with this Chubb nonsense. Like this guy sucks at this point of his career. It's a shame. But you know, the knee injury just really crushed his career. A bunch of Texans receivers caught passes. If you had to pick up one, it would be like if I knew Christian Kirk was out, it would be Jalen Noel because they play Joe Noel, I should say, and they play the same position. If Kirk comes back, though, I think it would be Jaden Higgins, even though Hutchinson outgained him. Higgins saw more targets, and I think he's more talented than Hutchinson. But it's pretty close. You can argue either way, I think. For the Niners, not much to say. They couldn't run. They couldn't really maintain possessions here against Houston's great defense, but they'll bounce back this week. They have a much easier matchup this week against the Giants. So what do you think about this game?
On the receiver front, the Texans, I wouldn't want any of them, to be honest. I think it's going to be a revolving door kind of mess. I don't really want that. I don't want to deal with that. If I absolutely had to take one, I guess Noel. I like Noel a little bit. If you're in PPR, if you're not in PPR, I don't want to touch any of these guys because I don't know who's going to score the touchdown. By the way, Hutchinson looks like on the stats line like the better guy. Hutchinson sucks. Don't worry about him.
Yeah.
It's either Noel or Higgins. Yeah, the running backs here, they also I want no part of the running backs until Marks fully takes over the game, which might be really late in the year. Who knows? Stroud looked legit good. You're right. He didn't have a lot of pressure on him. The offensive line played really well. But Stroud looked legitimately good. Like, oh, okay, I remember this guy.
Yeah.
I remember the rookie Stroud. Look how good he was rookie year. He was really sharp. He was, some of the deep passes over the middle were really good. There have been moments this year where he's had some time in the pocket and not delivered. So it was nice to see him have time, have clean pockets, and be able to deliver the ball. Like that was nice to see, even without Nico Collins in the game. The lessons learned though is like I don't know that I want any of these Texans in my lineup, right? Even including Stroud. Like at this point, like I don't know, like unless you're in a situation where you don't have a quarterback, maybe Stroud's a waiver wire guy or a late round guy if you have him, but I don't know that I love having any of these guys. On the Niners side, the Niners sucked in this game. They were terrible. This was their worst game of the year, in every facet. They could not run the ball. They couldn't move the ball. They couldn't pass the ball. They couldn't get open. Dumb penalties. Delay of game. I'm just like this dumb stuff. Like, okay, I'm just gonna pretend this game didn't happen and just clock. Sometimes teams just have a bad game and like they just weren't prepared. And you just like, you know what, we had some injuries and some things. We had not a good week of practice. We just move on and just like, I just want to like pretend this game didn't happen. That's kind of how I feel.
Yeah.
I don't think I want any of the receiving options in this team at this point, to be honest. Still, I don't think I want any of these guys in my lineup. It's McCaffrey, but McCaffrey, not a good game, but he's still a great player. I do want to know. I want to see this team with Brock Purdy when he gets back. Like whenever he gets back, I want to see. I think this will be the evidence of whether or not Brock Purdy is really a great quarterback or just a game manager type of guy. Because if he can do something with this team, then that will change the game pretty significantly. So, one other quick thing. Kittle pretty much had a second touchdown stolen from him. It looked like there was a pass to Mac Jones through that was for Kittle, but the other tight end, Tongus is his name. Tongus.
I just call him Tongues. I know that's wrong, but I still call him Tongues.
He kind of like jumped in front of the pass. Like I don't think the pass was for him. And so like I don't think. Yeah. Anyway, you can basically ignore that touchdown he scored. I don't think that was for him. I think that was for Kittle. But anyway, it is what it is. You just whatever. If you're a Kittle owner, sorry guys, you should have gotten another touchdown in there. Bummer.
Yeah, that was funny. It was kind of remind me of I forget who that Red Sox player was. Ramirez or something. Was there Ramirez on the Red Sox? He was
Manny Ramirez.
Manny Ramirez. Yeah. When someone is like someone had the ball in the outfield and they're throwing it to the infield, and like he was also in the outfield. He like dove for the ball, even though it's like meant for someone in the infield. It's like, what are you doing? It's kind of like what that reminded me of. Anyway, I'm gonna take Travis Hunter here because apparently Brian Thomas might be on the move and Hunter might be the number one receiver going forward. So maybe it's a little early, but I think
why would Brian Thomas be on the move? I don't understand that at all.
Apparently they don't get along in the locker room. There's like he and Lawrence are not good friends. So I don't know. It's just trouble in paradise, I guess. Laporta or Shakir or Jameson Williams?
I'll go Laporta.
Yeah, I think so too.
I mean, unless you have a tight end already.
No, I do not. So, okay, we had a question here. I've Hurts on bye. Would you pick up Darnold, Flacco, or Lawrence? So Darnold
schedule.
So Darnold plays the Redskins, which is a good matchup for him. Flacco plays against the Bears, so that is also a good matchup. Lawrence plays against the Raiders, which is also a good matchup. So I don't really trust Lawrence. I think Darnold's been the best. I think in order they've been. That's how they've performed this year. Albeit Flacco in just two or three games. So I pick up Darnold. What do you think?
Am I crazy? I think I might lean toward Flacco.
Oh, it's my second choice. I think it's definitely an argument you can make. Yeah,
I think Flack. I think I feel like this is a cheat. I say it a lot, but it's true. Like I think Darnold's got a better floor. I think Flacco has more upside. So if you need to shoot the moon and go for it, I think it's Flacco. If you want something a little safer, because Flacco could be, could turn into a pumpkin at any time. If teams figured out they're going to double or triple team, Jamar Chase, then maybe Flacco returns like a like a 10 for 17 for 120 yards and two interceptions. So
Yeah.
like he could turn into a pumpkin at any time. So that's something to consider.
That's true. Although it's a good matchup this week. Drop Patriots for Lions or Jaguars. And why drop the Patriots? I mean, Lions defense this week against the Vikings seems great.
Patriots aren't on bye this week, right?
No, they play Atlanta.
Yeah.
So I don't think you need to, but Lions defense looks awesome against Minnesota. I mean, that was great.
Yeah. If Kirk Cousins is playing, I might like the Patriots there. Defense.
Yeah. True.
But if Michael Penix will be back, he's but you're right. The Lions against the Vikings, particularly if it's JJ McCarthy or if it's who would be their other guy if McCarthy can't go.
Bromsman.
Okay, get the Lions.
Chargers Packers also available. They have great matchups too. If here it is. If Andy Dalton plays, you want the Packers. I guarantee that. And then the Chargers go against Cam Ward. So those two options are better than the other ones, I think. So I mean,
Chargers against Cam Ward's a good one.
Yeah. And like I said, if Andy Dalton starts, Packers are number one of the suggestions. Trade Golden for Jacoby, hoping for a trade. Yeah, I mean, with Christian Watson back, Golden doesn't look that great anymore. So, or maybe he never did. But
I was going to say he never looked great.
right. So Jacoby, I'd go. Even if he's not traded, I think he looks better than Golden. So yes, I would. Darnold, Flacco, or Knicks. So this is variation on the. Would you? How do you feel about Knicks in that trio that we talked about?
It's closer.
Yeah. Well, Bo Nix plays Houston this week, so that's I would not want to touch that this week.
I'm still going Flacco.
Yeah. Jason should have another monster game. Yeah, against the Redskins. Yeah, for sure. Should I start Monangai or Spears? I'm not sure. Isaiah Davis went off against Cincinnati. Isaiah. There's something to this Isaiah Davis guy. But I feel like they're all like the same. You know, Monangai has the best matchup this week. And the Jets are on a bye, so there's no Davis. So Monangai is the best matchup. Spears, the Charger run defense is going to be better now that Perriman's back and Khalil Mack's back. So I would go Monangai. What do you think?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Although, are you sure it has your best options?
Yeah, I don't know. What about Rams? Rams against the Saints? Yeah, seems pretty good. Tyler Shuck's going to start. So I would still rate like the Packers number one and then Chargers 2 and then Rams. I only say that because like the Rams have no tape on Shuck. So it could be like Shuck could be okay in his first game and then he'll implode later. So yeah, that's why I would have them like third or something. But anyway, I'm about to pick in a few selections. So I guess we can start talking about this next game. Eagles 38, Giants 20. Saquon Barkley can't run for more than 18 yards on a play this year. Like, no way. No Ken Jurgens. Oh, wait. Second play from scrimmage, 65 yards, touchdown. Barkley was awesome. And then Tank Bigsby, 9 for 104. So, Barkley goes down, which he did in this game, but, it's only a slight groin injury. Bigsby is someone who you should own Bigsby. He should be on your roster if he's available. I put in a bid for him in every league I'm in this week. I actually already had him in one league, but I put him in a bid for him in another league. Devontae Smith, solid game. Goddard scored 2 touchdowns on National Tight Ends Day, so that was nice because we bet him. Crap, I'm up right now. Let's see here. I don't have a quarterback yet, so Stafford, Stafford, I guess. Running backs, no one here. Receivers, Romeo Doubs. I'm just gonna be safe and take Stafford. And then see what happens. So maybe I'll get Romeo Doubs. Quinn Johnson was there. So even though he didn't have his bye yet, that was kind of interesting. So I think I'll go Romeo Doubs on the way back. What do you think?
Yeah. I mean, you got Hampton still available. When does he get back?
I don't know. He's out for a while, though.
Okay, never mind.
Yeah, he's out for a while. So I'll get rid of this. So I'm just going to take Doubs. So what are your thoughts on the Eagles Giants game?
Yeah, this is the Eagles' best game of the year, top start to finish. Both sides of the ball, they look good. Jalen Hurts looked really crisp passing the ball. Barkley looked great. Offensive line looked great. Barkley looked great. Old Barkley. Tank Bixby looked great. This is I root for myself looking smart. Listen, Travis Etienne has come back to earth. He looks very mediocre, subpar. Tank Bixby's clearly better. The fact that the Jaguars traded him, they're just stupid. Just dumb. If Barkley were to go down, Bigsby is the handcuff. Shipley has been effectively phased out of the offense. AJ Dillon is a healthy scratch. Bigsby is a really good player. And I think I've been saying this, people just don't listen. I don't know. He's a really good player. He's a really good running back. The Eagles had a 2nd and 31 in this game after Hurts took a really bad sack. One of the few mistakes he made all game. And they just kind of dumped it all. They just kind of gave him a quick little dive play to Bigsby. I think they were just going to hoping to punt and get field position. And Bigsby just runs over some guys and he runs by some guys and he gets 37 yards on the play and the Eagles are off to the races. The Eagles spanked the Giants. The Giants suck. Cam Scatterbo. Oh man, I don't know if you guys saw that video or not of his ankle. Oh,
horrible,
gosh.
Horrible. Yeah,
you're watching an ankle dangle like a little kid losing a tooth. Just
yeah.
The receivers on this team, on the Giants, they all suck. You don't want any of these guys. The running backs, Tracy, could be okay, but Jackson Dart, by the way, I think is a really good player, but I just, I think this offense sucks right now. And without Cam Scatterbo and without Malik Neighbors and with Brian Dable, they suck. So, you want no part of this team. Eagles receiving core is great. Devontae Smith is great. Goddard, great. Sign him up. Johan Dotson had one phenomenal catch in this game. We're just totally Randy Moss, the guy, just awesome. But he really only had one target. This says he had 2 targets, but honestly, it was just one because the other one was just like a throwaway kind of play. So, yeah, Dotson's not going to be. He's not really in the plans, even in a day where AJ Brown was out. Dotson is not a priority, so don't worry about him. Yeah. If you own Barkley, though, he got a week off. They said he's a minor groin injury. It should be fine, but of course, it's easy to say if it's not your groin, right? I mean, I don't know. If something's wrong with my groin, I can't imagine it's minor. So I don't know. What do you do with Barkley? He just has this great breakout, but now he's injured. Does that concern you going forward?
Well, I used to swim competitively, and one summer I had a groin injury, and it just wouldn't go away. And I know I'm not I wasn't a professional athlete, but I did swim competitively, and that, used your legs a lot. And this groin injury lasted 2 months. It was just so frustrating, just wouldn't go away. So it's the soft tissue injuries just suck. They just linger. So it could be minor, but maybe it's not. And so that's why I would put in a big bid for Bigsby. So make sure you guys do that if he's available. 12-man PPR, May, Love, Achan, Bucky, Henry, Woody, Jason, Amon-Ra, Garrett, Shaheed, Kittle, Fannin, trade ideas for playoffs. So, I mean, quarterback, you look great. Bucky's going to come back soon. And then you have Henry. I mean, this team looks really good. I don't know how you would improve it at all. It seems really good. What do you think?
Yeah, hard to know. Yeah. I mean, we'll talk about the Dolphins in a second. The Dolphins running game actually looked like it was legit again. But I think that could fall apart. So do you try to trade could you trade Achan and try to get, I'm assuming you only start 2 running backs. I don't know. Could you trade Achan and try to upgrade somewhere else? Could you trade Achan and Shaheed to get I don't know. I don't even know what you would do though, because you might trade for someone that you can't start because you got other guys. I don't know.
Yeah, it's a tough spot. But it seems like a good team. I don't really think you need to do anything there. So I'm going to take my second quarterback here, Sam Darnold. So if every single player I've drafted so far has had a bye, so this it's kind of nice if you have players producing every week in a league where this guy's top 2 picks are not going to be on the field for 1 out of 6 games. So I feel like that's a big advantage. So John saying got offered a weird trade, offered Chase and Irving for Lamb and Judkins. Would you make the trade? What do you
think? Chase and Bucky Irving and give up Lamb and Judkins? Yes. You're talking about Jamar Chase and Bucky Irving?
Yeah.
Am I missing something? Absolutely, I would do that trade.
Yeah, I do that too. Yeah.
With the way Chase is playing right now, Judkins is on a bye. Irving should be back. I don't know. I would be all about that. Yeah. Still not sure about Lamb and how good he'll be as he's being folded back into the offense. Yeah, I'd do that deal.
Yeah, I would too. Yeah. It seems, yeah, Irving, yeah, Irving's coming back soon, if not this week. Well, this week's a bye, so next week he should be able to come back. And yeah, I would definitely do that. Rams defense or Detroit defense. So I talked about that a little bit before. I would go Detroit defense. Minnesota is in shambles right now with their offensive line. They have 3 injuries. And the Rams, they have a good matchup, but as I said, like they have no film on Tyler Shuck. So he could be okay for 1 week, and then teams get film on him, and then they'll dissect him. But right now, the Rams don't have that advantage, so that's why I would go Detroit. And then Jacobs, Kenneth Walker, Chase, Waddle, Olave, Kittle, Stroud, Purdy. Bench is Andrews, Hunter, Spears was offered Olave and Spears for Judkins and Pollard. I'd rather have Judkins. Even if Pollard's not included, I'd rather have Judkins.
Was offered Olave and Spears to get Judkins and Pollard.
Oh, sorry. Was offered my Olave. Yes. Then I would do I would do that trade. Yeah.
So you're receiving Judkins and Pollard. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Can you guys help me out? I'm dumb. I'm apparently I'm kind of retarded. So if you can help me out and give these things a little clearer for me. What's that that famous clip from on Joe Rogan's show where what's the guy from InfoWars? Alex
Jones.
Alex Jones is on the Joe Rogan show. Joe Rogan asked him a question. He's like, listen. I'm kind of retarded, okay? That's how I feel when I'm answering these questions.
Okay, so you would do that trade?
Yeah, I would.
Okay.
I think so.
Yeah. So yeah, we think you should. Which 2 guys to pick up? Tracy, definitely Tracy. Hunt, Tank, Singletary, Simpson, etc. I would go after Tracy and Hunt Tracy and Tank pretty hard. And I would try to spend most of my fab because the season's almost over. The regular season is like 6 more weeks. Yeah. And there may not be another chance for you to use your fab. So right. I would try to spend most of it on one of those 2 guys. Do you agree?
Yeah.
Okay. Jason Ortiz makes his return. Kenny's long lost cousin.
Jason, welcome.
Start 1 tight end this week. Henry, Juwan Johnson, Fant, Ertz, Theo, Loveland. I think Henry. Yeah. Oh, wait. You know what? It's Ertz because Seattle's defense, the worst defense against tight ends in the NFL. Seattle's defense. So I would go Ertz. What do you think?
Ertz, Henry, Loveland. I think I still like Ertz, but Loveland's coming on. I don't know. That's hard. I'd probably go Ertz, but Ertz just sucked it up, right? He had 4 catches for 13 yards in this game.
Yeah, from Mariota though.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, if Daniel, well, it depends if Daniels comes back. That's the thing. If Daniels comes back, then I think it's definitely Ertz. I might draft Darnell Mooney here, by the way. Even though it was such a bust this week, but this is 12th round, and they need a 5th receiver. So, would you take Mooney, Algier, or Tootin here? I already have ATN, so probably just remove Tootin.
I mean, do you need a receiver? Algier might be a league winner if Bijan went down.
Yeah, I only have 4 though. I only have 4 receivers. So I'll take Mooney, and then hopefully this guy doesn't take Algier because here he has 4 running backs already. So we'll see. He might take Brashard Smith too if he wants the running back. I don't think these people kind of realize how big a deal these teams that have buys or these players who have had buys already are. Like, it's so valuable now. Like, yeah, it's crazy. Yeah. So I got Algier. I got both guys. So there we go. All right. So we had a couple more questions before we get to the next game. Should I drop Chubb or Cup? Yeah, Cup, definitely. Get rid of Cup. For Tracy Hunt, I have 70 fab left. I would prefer Tracy. and I would spend most of my fab. Like I said, there's not much left. You don't want to leave the regular season with fab left on the table. That just means it's like leaving an NFL game with timeouts left. I would drop Cup over Chubb, but I would feel comfortable dropping both for Tracy. So
Chubb sucks. Cubs, those guys are not going to be helpful to you at this point.
Yeah, for sure. Should I drop Io Manor for a handcuff? Tank, Singletary. Yeah, definitely tank. Even Gordon seems fine, but I would go tank. And over those receivers for sure. Yeah, Io Manor you can drop too, but I would drop Cup before that. I'm picking up Puka in my guillotine league because the guy Adams eliminated. Should I pick up Nico or grab Adams as a receiver handcuff, just in case Puka gets hurt? I think I'll go Adams, I guess, because Nico has a concussion. Maybe he doesn't return. So yeah, I'd say Adams. Any opinion there?
Is it a best ball? Is it best ball or regular? Like you're not going to start both Puka and Adams, right? Like,
well, it means like down the road, like Puka can start like week 12. He'll have Adams,
Yeah, I like Nico.
Yeah. I'm just saying for this week you have a concussion, but just in case Puka doesn't come back, but it sounds like he will. Reviving Judkins and Pollard. So receiving Judkins and Pollard. Alternatively, should I make a play for Buck? I guess Bucky instead. No, I think I'd rather have Judkins over Bucky Irving. What do you think? It's close. It's pretty close.
Man, Judkins has looked great.
Yeah, he has.
Yeah.
I still can't believe he didn't get suspended. I thought for sure that like he'd come back and like he'd get suspended at some point, but apparently not. Ursa Daniels plays, for sure. I already have Rice and St. Brown. Okay. Makes sense. Where is Pearsall getting drafted? Where did Pearsall get drafted? Sure. Yeah, he got 1107. He's injured,
that's about right. That's right. It feels right based on what's going on to him.
Yeah, and plus he has the week 14 bye. Don't forget that too. So if he misses 2 games here and then the bye, that's half the season. You just can't really draft someone like that. If he was here at 12-11, I think I would have considered him. But yeah, 1107, like you said, makes sense. Okay, so let's get to the next game, which is by the way, one more thing. You mentioned Scatabo. And we're gonna get into Tracy too, like we said. That injury was so gruesome. As soon as it happened, I'd bet the Eagles minus 14.5. The spread in the game was 7, and I was so confident in the Eagles covering the spread 14.5 because I'm like, the Giants have no receivers. They had neighbors, but not anymore. And I'm like, well, Scatabo was doing so much for them, and now he's injured. Like, what are they going to do offensively? And so I'm thinking. The Giants, who look like they could be a covering machine against the spread, for the rest of the season, because with Dart and Scatabo going and the pass rush, right. I don't know how they're going to score all that much. Tracy's a decent back, but he's not going to do what Scatabo was doing. So major hit for the Giants here.
Major, yeah. Tracy just has this weird He reminds me of James Cook his rookie year when he would kind of dance in the backfield a lot, all this I'm going to trick you out, just run the ball, dude, just run and pretend like you're a man, stop being gay, and just run upfield, dude.
That's right. We agree with that. Okay, so Patriots 32, Browns 13. This is 9-7 at halftime, but then Dylan Gabriel imploded in the second half. He just threw a pick 6 right to the defender. He was a disaster in this game. Judkins didn't have much running room, only 9 carries, didn't have a chance to do much. Fannin and Njoku caught touchdowns on National Tight Ends Day, so did Hunter Henry. But Drake May, he took 5 sacks from Garrett, but otherwise looked great in this game. Just big plays downfield. He was awesome. Matt Collins randomly led the team in receiving. Don't rely on that. Keishon Butte, another touchdown. He looks great. Stephon Diggs scored for the first time. So good game for the Patriots in their first tough defensive test. So what do you think about this game?
I think the Cleveland Browns have some really, really good players and some really, really bad players. Mm-hmm. And they have one really smart, great player in Garrett, and they have a bunch of dumb idiots. If you're a Browns fan, I just want to say I'm sorry. Like I feel sorry for you. Like why? Like having to watch this team is just brutal. They're so dumb. Anyway, I just feel like they're not all bad. They're just really dumb.
Yeah.
Junkins looks really good. Didn't have a great game this week, but has looked really good. There's no one else on this team you want, right? Like there's no one else on this team you want any part of your. I don't want any of the tight ends. I don't want any of the receivers. Like I don't want to rely on these bums. Drake May's awesome. And so I really think he's going to be a great quarterback for many years to come. Like he's really good. If you have him, if you have any of the running backs, like Steven's still getting more snaps, more targets, more carries. In the red zone, it's about 50-50. Henderson had a better game, better yards, but it doesn't feel like the coaches are prioritizing Henderson. So it's like, I don't think you want any of these guys. Butte is still the guy you kind of want. I'm not, this guy's had a lot of touchdowns the last couple of weeks, where he scored 4 touchdowns the last 3 weeks, I think.
Yeah.
It's hard to live on that, but like he's really good at high pointing the ball, and Drake May is really good at throwing the ball deep accurately. Like you watch the games, you're like, oh, that's like kind of lucky. That's not going to continue. But then you wonder, like, well, maybe like that's not luck. Maybe it's just those guys are really good at that, and maybe it will continue. Like based on the usage, you would not want Butte in your starting lineup. You would feel like too lucky, right, or too fluky. But I actually think I would be willing to trust him here, and so yeah, I don't think I want anyone else on this team in my lineup, running back or receiver right now, to be honest. I think I want Drake May. I think I want Butte a little bit if I've got him as a flex or wide receiver 3. And everyone else in this game, other than Junkins, yuck.
Yeah, I've been starting Butte in 2 of my leagues, including our league where I scored 156 points. So he's been great for me. I know maybe he's lucky with the touchdowns, but as I've been saying, like he used to be a first-round prospect, and he slipped in the draft because he had a terrible last season at LSU, and he's finally kind of living up to what he used to be. I remember having him in the top 10 of my mock draft, and he just completely fell off the map. Why do you have regression coming from Wan'Dale Robinson? Isn't he the clear receiver 1? He's just not good. He's like a PPR scam slot receiver. Like
he sucks.
Yeah, he sucks. Yeah. He's just okay role play. He's an okay role player. Like if he's your third receiver, you're like okay with it, But he does not profile as a receiver 1 or a receiver 2. He's not good. He's just fine.
So a couple nights ago, my wife and I were having dinner, and she made some salad, and she had cooked a bunch of vegetables, in our salad. It was great, and then she had sliced up some cucumber and had one, but didn't put any cucumber in my salad. And I noticed she had cucumber in her salad. I was like, come on, why do you have a cucumber? I don't have any cucumber. I mean, so she took a slice of cucumber, one little slice, a little $50 size slice, and she tossed it into my bowl. And I was like, what is that going to do? What's one little slice of cucumber going to do? It's nothing.
Yeah.
That's Wan'Dale Robinson. He's a slice of cucumber. Okay. Like it's not going to do anything. Like whatever. It's not going to do anything. It's not worth it. Don't go out of your way for that.
I want to know why you're getting gypped on cucumbers here. I feel like that's.
I was very upset about it, by the way.
Yeah, what the heck? Here we go. Patriots are due for a letdown. Drake May single-handedly carrying the team. And I say as a pass fan, 4th most receiving yards allowed to tight end, 6th most to running backs. Ramondre Vrabel, Mike's illegitimate son, is due for a fumble soon. I guess, yeah, he does fumble a lot. I like Atlanta to cover in this game. The line's high. The advanced spread on this game is 2.5, and that's 5.5. It's like kind of nuts. So it's quite the move. Like Atlanta just got embarrassed. I think they'll bounce back. I don't think they're necessarily going to win the game, but I do think that they'll cover the 5.5. So kind of we're going to be doing our picks video tomorrow night. So tune in if you can. We'll have the great Andy Isco on. He's been professional handicapper since 1990, so always great to have his insights. Okay, so next game, Ravens 30, Bears 16. Rest in peace to those in the Super Contest and Circa Millions who took the Bears plus 6.5 because the line dropped to 1.5. Like, oh, cool value, and like no, apparently not. The Bears sucked in this game. They did lead 6-0, I think, and. They just couldn't do anything. And then they had this drive at the end that was very reminiscent of what we saw on Thanksgiving last year. And then Seattle 4 weeks later, where Caleb Williams just had this brain fart and like was letting time run at the clock. So, it's third different coach. He's done that on there. So I think we could safely say that is a Caleb Williams problem. the Ravens, with Huntley had an efficient, not explosive game, but efficient. Only 5 incompletions for Huntley. Henry 2 touchdowns. Zay Flowers 7 for 63. I had the most tilting moment in this game because I had Mark Andrews anytime touchdown at like plus 340, and I saw a white 10 end score a touchdown. I'm like, yeah, Andrews, and there's like Charlie Kohler touchdown. I'm like, what? No, come on, man. That was really frustrating. But anyway, as I relive that sad event, what are your thoughts on this game?
The Ravens looked like a decent team again. Like they looked okay in the running game. Derrick Henry also got the assignment rather than going down at the 1 yard line, which would have guaranteed his team the victory and make sure they don't give the ball back. He decided to score a touchdown, which is great for fantasy owners. But you got to imagine the coaching staff is like, dude, what are you doing, idiot? You gotta love it.
Yep.
Anyway, he knew the assignment. Thank you, Mr. Derrick Henry. Yeah, this team, Zay Flowers sighting. He looks like he belongs in the NFL again. That's great. That's exciting. I've got him in 2 of my leagues on the bench because I didn't trust him. But here he is with 7 catches and 63 yards. I do have him in a PPR league. I decided to be a juvenile and play 1 PPR league this year. So,
how dare you?
So I do have him in that league. The rest of these guys, I want no part of Bateman. I want part of Mark Andrews at this point. Mark Andrews, like he was my number 1 drafted tight end this year coming into the league. I had him a ton. I thought, man, he's got it. Why is he dropping so much? You know why he's dropping so much? Because he sucks, and I'm an idiot. Henry looks fine. Henry doesn't look quite as good as he last year. The offense, but that's mostly I think I do with the offensive line. I don't know if that'll change when Lamar Jackson's back. Hopefully he's back Thursday. I have Lamar Jackson in 2 leagues. One in my 2 quarterback league, I have him. And then I have him in 1 other league. I decided to draft the quarterback because he fell to the 4th round. So I drafted him in the 4th. That was stupid. What am I doing? Everyone's like, oh, it's so much value. Oh, it's value. No, it sucks. Don't take a quarterback. How much value is there? It's the worst. Anyway, Chicago Bears looked for 2 drives, looked really good.
Yep.
Caleb Williams looked sharp. They're moving the pocket. Motion, unique patterns, option. I mean, like, whoa, is this the McVay Rams for 2 drives? And then they turned the pumpkin and he sucked again. And then he forgot to throw the ball. And just Caleb Williams sucks. This guy's terrible. Gosh, he's terrible. And I'm just tired of all these Bears fans on Twitter telling me how good he is. I got Bears fans on Twitter telling me he's better than Jalen Hurts. Go eat a cucumber. Like, get out of here. DeAndre Swift looked good. I think the lessons learned here is you want Swift, you want a Dunze, you want nothing else, right? Like Loveland, maybe, I don't know. DJ Moore is like, I don't know. Like, do I trust him? I'm not sure. I've got DJ Moore in 1 league. I think I'm in our league actually, but do I trust him? Like, I don't think I trust him. Like,
no.
So it's just like, I don't know, just too inconsistent. I think at some point you have to, when players behave a certain way and they show you who they are, you got to just believe them. And I think we got to start believing this Bear team sucks. Yeah. And in any given week, DJ Moore could go off and be great, but in any given week, he could also suck, right? He's given us two catches for 19 yards. And he's not scoring a lot of touchdowns. So that's because his team's not scoring touchdowns. So yeah, I'm not sure I want any of these passing options in Chicago or Baltimore other than Zay Flowers.
Yeah. Before the season, DJ Moore said he was going to have a drop in production this year, and he was right, apparently. So who would you rather prefer rest of the season, Allen or Mahomes? Man, that's
Mahomes.
Tough. Okay, Mahomes. Yeah, that's so close. I don't know. How do you even decide?
Mahomes the last couple. They're going to win the Super Bowl. They're going to win the Super Bowl.
I think so. I think so too. Yeah.
The Eagles might go back to the Super Bowl because I think the NFC is weaker than I thought. The Lions are legitimate, but nah. Like, I think the Eagles are going. I think it's very possible, maybe even likely, that we get an Eagles Chiefs Super Bowl, three-peat here.
Yeah.
But the Chiefs will be favored by 3 and win by 10.
Yeah, I think they're out on a mission this year. I would agree. I have them in exactas with the Rams, the Eagles, recently the Lions, The Redskins, unfortunately, that looks like worthless. The Vikings, that looks worthless too. I don't have Packers, which is a bit of a concern. So yeah, I do think that the Chiefs will win again. I agree. Unless the Titans, you can't you can lose against the spread forever. Yes, true. The Titans are a money printing machine. Just bet against them every week. Would you rather have Mark Andrews or Wandale Cucumber? I think it's Andrews because
I think I'll say Andrews. I don't feel good about it though.
Yeah, me neither. Goff, Darnold, Kyler rest of the season. Just traded Caleb Williams for Vidal. Should I roster 2?
Traded Caleb Williams for Vidal. Good call. Good trade. Should I roster 2? 2 of what?
2 quarterbacks.
2 quarterbacks. Oh, okay. I think I Goff from a fantasy perspective. I like Goff in this mix with these guys here.
Yeah.
I don't think you need the roster 2 unless there's some weird league format. Like there'll be quarterbacks on the waiver wire.
Yeah, since I've got Gibbs stacked with Goff, so yeah, Goff sounds good. Darnold does too. I worry about Kyler's durability, so it'll be one of the first 2. So, thanks for another question. Do you like Odunze? Yes, I was all over Odunze this summer, and he's exceeded my expectations. He had a couple rough weeks, but otherwise, he's been pretty good. So
everybody has 1 or 2 weeks bad. He's producing numbers with a bad quarterback on an inconsistent offense.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he's going to be good.
Yeah, we agree. Got to stream a quarterback this week. Stafford, Goff, love Caleb on waivers. 4 point per passing touchdown. Stafford has a very easy matchup against the Saints. Goff against the Vikings is a dream matchup. Now, the one concern I have is that they just may run all over the Vikings. But the reason why this is such a good matchup is the Vikings blitz more than any other defense in the NFL, and Goff against the blitz is amazing. It's truly amazing stats against the blitz. I believe he has like a 9.2 YPA against the blitz, 75% completion percentage. I think 6 touchdowns, no interceptions this year against the blitz. And remember what he did twice against the Vikings last year. It's like 30 plus points both times. I think I would go with Goff just because of that.
I trust the Vikings coaching staff though. I still think they're competent, particularly the defensive coordinator, to realize that and maybe not blitz as much in this game. I would imagine.
Flores is pretty nuts though. He's
a good coordinator.
Yeah.
Who did the Packers play this week?
This week they played the Panthers.
Ooh, that's a juicy matchup too.
Yeah.
Man, the Rams play
the Saints.
Those are some juicy matchups for streamers.
I know.
I think I like Jordan Love.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think you can go wrong.
They
all seem like great spots. I would personally go with Goff, just given what he's done against the Vikings. But like I said, you can't really go wrong with either. I'm drafting Sean Tucker. I don't know. There's no good running backs left. It violates my rule, but round 19 doesn't really matter. Anyway, Bears play the Bengals as well. Yeah, with Caleb. But do you really trust Caleb over those guys? I don't. What do you think?
Bears suck.
Yeah,
Caleb Williams sucks.
Don't trust Caleb. My book for us accidentally bet Vidal 70 plus yards plus 160 for 5 units. Thanks to the play. Nice. That's pretty good. He went way over that. He had 110, I think. Nice. Anyway, the next game we're talking about is Dolphins 34, Falcons 10. Falcons were 7.5 point favorites. They just laid an egg in this game. They did not show up. If it was just Cousins sucking, I'd be like, okay, Cousins is just that bad. But Cousins was bad in this game, but he wasn't terrible. The problem was he had so many miscommunications with his receivers, guys running wrong routes, and that caused some incompletions. They just couldn't keep drives going. And there was no Drake London. So, okay, fine. You can make excuses for Cousins, I guess. He wasn't good. But, there were, at least you could say, if he had a couple more weeks of practice with these guys and he had London, he could maybe do better. But, the defense didn't show up either. The defense was ranked highly. And it's just play after play. They're just gashing the Falcons on the ground. And then two big passing plays to Waddle and Washington, and Gordon caught a 20-yard pass. Like, this is just a complete embarrassment for the Falcons. It was like week 3 all over again when they lost 30-0 to the Panthers. Like, they just did not show up in this game. I don't know why they're coming off a loss. Like, if they're coming off a win, I could maybe see it. But, like, coming off a loss, like, and now they're under 500. Like, what an embarrassment. Raheem Morris is such a joke of a coach. I don't know. This is so tilting to me. This is one of my top plays of the week. It lost badly. So what do you think about this game?
Yeah, this was weird. The Falcons defense had been good. Their offensive line had been good. I think you said it perfectly. It wasn't just Kirk Cousins sucking. I think the offensive line had a big part of it, but just in general, the Atlanta Falcons play caller, they just kept running the ball like with Bijan. I wonder if they just were like, well, listen, it's not working, but like it's going to work any minute now. The Dolphins suck. The Dolphins are one of the worst teams against the run, and you would have expected them to just like run all over them. I was thinking Bijan Robinson was going to have like 165 yards, right? Like that kind of game. The offensive line just played terrible, and I don't fully understand that. And the Dolphins decided they learn how to play football again. I think this is another game where you just kind of like you got to just chalk it up to like, you know what, they had a bad week. You know, they got some injuries. They got some, a bad week of practice. They did whatever happened, and now you just move on and pretend like it didn't happen because it probably won't inform your decision making going forward. At least it ought not to. Yeah. On the flip side, similarly, the Dolphins, looking like a formidable offense or looking like a reasonable team. I don't think you should believe it. I think they'll come back to earth and be the sucky guys that they are. If you can get something for Achane, I think this is the time to move him. Like, this is your best bet you're going to get. Like I think this is your best game you're going to have from him the rest of the year. I don't believe in this team at all. I don't believe in the receiving options. If you can get anything of decent value for Achane or Waddle or both, I would do it in a heartbeat. That's a lesson learned. Other than that, I want no part of these guys anywhere near my lineup.
Yeah, I feel strongly about Waddle in terms of trying to trade him now. I still think Achane could be good just because like he's game flow proof, because like if they're ahead, they can run with him. If they're behind, they can throw to him, so like either way he can produce. But like with Waddle's just, I don't know. He's just, I feel like overrated at this point. There's a reason why Butters calls him pyramid scheme. Butters, by the way, was so close to winning the showdown Monday night with the Chiefs Redskins. He needed McNichols not to catch a pass on the final drive. Had McNichols not caught a pass on the final drive, he would have won the showdown. He would. I don't know how many people he split with, but like he would have been one of the winners. And so I was rooting for him. Unfortunately, he didn't get there, but it was a great lineup though. So I was definitely rooting for him. We have to make our last pick here soon. Okay, we're not yet. All right. Next game is Buccaneers 23, Saints 3. 20-point win for Tampa looks good, but this is not a very convincing win. Like they kept stalling at the 1-yard line. They couldn't get into the end zone. I don't know why. Maybe it has to do with all their injuries at receiver. Mayfield looked off. He looked like, I'm not saying this was the case, but like, if he went out drinking the night before and had a huge hangover, I just feel like that's the sort of game he had, like it just looks so off. Like he looks great sometimes, but like this game, he just looked bad, but didn't matter. Because the Saints could not do anything. Rattler gave the game away with two turnovers. And then he got benched for Shuck, and then Shuck, turned the ball over. It's the Saints couldn't run the ball against Vita Vea, of course, as you would expect. It's a bad game all around for everyone. Shaheed had some garbage time. Olave had some garbage time. That's about it. Any thoughts on this game?
Yeah, I agree with you. The Buccaneers kind of looked a little shaky. Like they should have. This game could have been way bigger. Tez Johnson looked decent, my boy. I got him in 2 leagues. Picked him up. The rest of the receiving options struggled. Ubeka should be fine, but maybe wasn't fully healthy yet. Back in this game. The running attack did not look good. Waiting for Bucky Irving to get back. I'm excited for that. New Orleans Saints totally suck. Looks like Tyler Shuck's going to be there this week. Mm-hmm. I own Kamara in 1 league. He's not starting for me at all and won't be anytime soon. And then Rashid and Olave and Johnson, like they're okay. A lot the Shaheed stat line looks good, but I don't trust it. I don't think this offense is good enough to sustain that. So Olave is the one guy I would still be willing to trust mostly. So that's it. Between these two teams right now, there's one guy I trust a lot. That's Chris Olave. And whenever Ubeka is 100%, I will entrust him again. But until then, not so much.
Yeah, it shouldn't be too long. He's able to make it back right away. He didn't even miss any time. So usually hamstrings are a couple weeks. So it feels like there's a decent chance that after the bye week it should be fine and for week 10. So not too concerned. I have Ibuka in like almost every league, so I'm pretty safe with him.
It's very annoying though when players are like they don't miss any time even though they're clearly injured still. It's like
right.
Yeah, because but then I feel obligated to put you in my lineup.
Right. It's like, annoying. You're right.
Just miss a game, bro. So I know not to play you. I mean, I know he's not cared. I know they're not waking up and going, I wonder what's going to happen if I'm in the game. It's going to mess up a lot of people's fantasy lineups. Like, no, obviously he doesn't care.
Well, if Chauncey Billups is involved, then maybe he does care.
We didn't even talk about that.
Yeah. It's funny. So I was at the gym and I was talking to some old guy. And he's like pretty knowledgeable about football. He actually had knew the in the weeds stuff. Like we're talking about like the Colts, and he's like, "Are they really 14-point favorites? Like, would you bet them?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm gonna lay the 14." He's like, you know what? The only concern I have is they're down multiple cornerbacks, and like, okay, most people know that, And then I was telling him what I do for a living, and he's like, I know someone who's really into betting. I maybe want to put him into contact with you. I'm like, oh yeah, and he's like, yeah, his name's Chauncey Billups. And he like got me.
Well done. That was well done.
Yeah, that was good. So, yeah, I'm not surprised that is coming out that some players are involved in this. I guarantee that there are many more. I know people in front offices who bet on other teams to win, at least to win the Super Bowl. I knew someone on, I'm not going to say which team at all. He was on Team X and he bet on Team Y to win the Super Bowl. Now his team sucked that year. He knew this team was going to suck. It was like one of those teams that didn't have a quarterback, but I was talking to him. He's like, yeah, I'd love this team to win the Super Bowl. So he bet Team Y to win the Super Bowl. And I think they got to the conference championship. So, so that happens. It happens. But, did you see the clips of like Terry Rozier, like committing turnovers, like so blatantly? This is so bad. This is so bad. You didn't see those clips?
No, I didn't.
It's like Terry, like Rozier, like, he's just like passing the ball to like the opponent, like just like not even like trying at all. Like it's just so embarrassing. Like you could have made it like less obvious.
Yeah.
I would urge you to look that up after the show. It's so bad. So
it just makes it's infuriating.
Yeah.
The one thing sports cannot have is the idea that they're potentially rigged, and like once you have a lot of people who believe that, your sport's going to lose all popularity. And we're like, I think some of the sports already have a problem where there's enough people who think that they're not tuning in. This is just going to be devastating to basketball ratings. And as an NBA lover, the Sixers are 4-0. I'm an NBA lover. This is going to harm the brand.
Well, at least no one on the Sixers is betting against themselves, at least not yet. So that is a good sign. Or if they are, then doing a bad job of tanking. Yeah, and look, we had Tim Donaghy in the past. This is not new. And I'd be shocked if there aren't some NFL officials who rig some games against the spread. I don't think it's like wide. I don't think it's like wide or anything like that. But like, I do think that like maybe one game a month or something might be rigged against the spread by one official, and we just don't know. I mean, we didn't know about that in the NBA until the Donaghy stuff came out, and wouldn't shock me at all. Like in a couple of years, like the official X was rigging games. Could happen. Like
Absolutely,
if it's gonna happen in the NFL, it's gonna be with the officials or the kickers.
Yeah.
And it's like, I guess the other guys would get paid too much. Like the quarterbacks just get paid too much to do that kind of stuff, Although Rozier had big contracts too, so I don't know. I mean, like these guys, like they spend all their money, they have some real estate deals go awry. The taxes, of course, they have to pay crap ton of taxes, and so suddenly, if they're making 80 million, and it's all gone, they might be a little desperate. So, I think that not to talk badly about a deceased player, but Dwayne Haskins, he published this video when he was still I believe he was still on the Redskins. I'm not sure when he did it, but he was talking about how he had spent all of his rookie money. And now, granted, it wasn't a big salary. It wasn't a big salary because the rookie deals. But he's like, yeah, I spent this and this. He went down the list. And he's like, that was all my money. I had nothing left. I'm like, holy crap. And like, it was like 50,000 on jewelry, like 200,000 cars, bought my mom a house. We went drinking one night. I bought everyone drink that was $8,000. Like, oh my God. Like it's just like, and he went down the list and he listed everything. It's like, I have no money anymore. And like, oh my, seriously, just get a financial advisor for
that's crazy, man.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah. So, like I said, I don't want to talk ill about a DC player, but he has that video, and it's pretty jarring to watch. So, I would urge anyone who hasn't seen it to check that out because it was kind of crazy. And Mary, talk about players rigging games, huh? Mary DeMarcado and Adonai Mitchell. It'd be so weird if someone approached Adonai Mitchell was like, "Please rig this game." He's like, "But I don't get the ball." It's like, "Wait, we'll make sure you get the ball." Like, we'll make sure you get the ball. Just make sure you do your part. Okay. Yeah, that's crazy. All right. Anyway, this game, Broncos 44, Cowboys 24. Dallas just like gave up at the end of this game. Felt like so weird. Like they had a chance to keep scoring and they just like stopped. I don't know. It's so strange. Dak Prescott, who I heard MVP talk before this game, and he's been having a great year, especially with Lamb out for a few games. And this kind of is going to end all that discussion. He was terrible in this game. Tough matchup, but still. And you have to remember, Surtain left this game twice. So it wasn't as tough as usual against Denver, and we just saw Jackson Dart go nuts against Denver. So Dak was disappointment, although Lamb and Pickens is good in PPR leagues. Jake Ferguson didn't catch a single pass, which was I thought that was shocking to me. For Denver, Dobbins had 15 for 111, but Harvey did the scoring, scored 2 touchdowns. He had this great run, 40 yards. He went to the outside. So it was like finally a good moment for him. Troy Franklin, 6 for 89, 2 touchdowns. This guy is legit. Shout out to Armac for telling me to draft him in the 20th round of best ball. So thank you, Armac. So otherwise, any thoughts on this game?
Yeah, I mean, J.K. Dobbins is still the main guy there in Denver. He's really good. R.J. Harvey, I don't know. He had that one. Yeah, he had the one good run. I kind of still think he sucks. I don't want any of the receivers in this team. They were kind of force feeding Courtland Sutton like significantly. It was just obvious they were trying and like they just couldn't connect with the end zone. So that's a good sign. So if you have Sutton, that's good. On the Cowboy side, yeah. Prescott, he was never an MVP in my mind. He sucks. I don't care what anyone says. Javonte Williams, top 10 running back so far this year. He's playing great. Keep starting him. Pickens and Lamb. I wonder if this is going to be normal. Like it's just kind of the entire offense runs through 3 guys like Pickens, Lamb, Williams, and everyone else just never gets anything. I wonder if that will be, I guess if you're a fantasy owner of those guys, that's a good thing, right? If you own any other guys or you're looking for some diversity or get a piece of this offense, that's not likely at this point. So, I think Denver is a good team, but I think this game was really, as you said, more about Dallas just not being good and just kind of falling apart at the end.
Yeah, and you included the 3 guys. Ferguson is there too, but with Lamb coming back, Ferguson's not doing as much, which they both occupy the middle of the field. So if you have Ferguson, try to sell him high at this point, even though he just did nothing. But still, I feel like he's had enough great performances to kind of still justify acquiring if you're someone else and not realizing it. So just keep that in mind too. So anyway, we have for our next game, we have Colts 38, Titans 14. Through 2 games this year, the Colts have beaten the Titans 41-20 and 38-14. Kenny, I think we can safely say the Colts are better than the Titans. I'm not sure, but it seems that way.
Sounds like it.
Yeah. Danny Jones, once again, great. 8 incompletions, 3 touchdowns. Jonathan Taylor had 153 and 2 touchdowns on 12 carries. 12 carries. If you had 25 in this game, he would have broken the single game record, probably. Maybe. And then Pittman had a great game. Pierce caught a long pass. Warren on National Tight Ends Day didn't do much. That was like the only downside here, because I bet Warren to score a touchdown. He didn't come through, but what are you gonna do? Shamari DK for the Titans, like the only good fantasy player. Spears scored a touchdown, but scored a touchdown. But that was at the end of the game in garbage time. But Shamari DK, second good game in a row. They did draft him like relatively early, so maybe there's something to this guy. I wouldn't trust anyone on the Titans, but like maybe down the road, like next year, if Ward is more experienced and DK is more experienced, maybe he's going to be a consistent threat. I don't know, but maybe worth a shot in like the Dynasty or something. But what are your thoughts on this game? Yeah.
Can you hear me? Hello.
Yeah. Good.
Oh. Am I cutting out?
I don't hear what. I can hear you talk. I can hear you talk. Yeah.
Okay. I don't know. I don't know what's going on here. Okay. So I'm looking at my notes here, and I'm seeing that the Colts were supposed to suck. Do you remember that when we were told that the Colts sucked?
No, I don't remember that at all. Who said? What idiot said that?
Okay. Daniel Jones. My thought the beginning of the year that Daniel Jones was just going to be like a game manager. He actually looks like a legitimate NFL quarterback.
Yeah.
Am I being foolish and starting to believe this? Like
no. In fact, like, look, I did think the Colts are going to suck, but the one thing I did say positively about the Colts was I said that like I wouldn't be surprised if Jones would play well this year because with the Giants, he never had a good offensive line except for with Andrew Thomas on the left tackle, but still the rest of the offensive line always sucked. He never had a good receiver outside of like 6 games with Malik Neighbors, and he had Barkley, but like only for like 2 full seasons, So and a bad coaching staff. So like, he never had like the pieces around him. So I thought I even prefaced him like, you know what, it's probably not going to happen. But if Jones plays well, I wouldn't be surprised. So look, I didn't think he'd be this good. I thought he'd be like you said, game manager, Alex Smith type guy. But he looks really good. He looks great.
I mean, I don't know that anyone would have expected this from him. So yeah, Jonathan Taylor is awesome. Just he's such a good player. The receiving looks like shaping up. Tyler Warren looks great. Alex Pierce is a decent option. Pittman, the catch that Pittman had for a touchdown was just one of the goofiest catches I've ever seen. He like caught the ball in his armpit. Just like this team is good and they're legitimate. And I'm not sure there's much else to say there. The offensive line is playing well. The Shane Steichen seems like a brilliant play caller. Like, yeah, there's things coming together. Do I really think this team is good enough to like make a long playoff run? I don't think so, but you keep playing like this, maybe, right? I don't know. On the flip side, these Titans are terrible. They're just a bad team. You don't want any of these guys in your starting lineup. The Io Manor guy, he actually looks decent. Like he had one really good catch. He seems to be the primary target often. This Dyke guy sucks. Don't worry about it. I got him 93 yards. Just like whatever. He's a Dyke. Like it's just
we've had 2 gay references and a Dyke reference. There you go.
This team sucks. Just yuck.
Yeah.
If you're a Titans fan, I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's pretty rough if you're a Titans fan. At least hopefully you're betting against your team and making money. Like I said, so it's a money printing machine, just fading the Titans every week. And it's not Pride Month. It's going to be Gluttony Month actually in a few days. So gluttony rights are human rights. I can't find this shirt, by the way. I can't find my Gluttony month shirt. November's Gluttony Month, so I don't know where it is. I have to find this. So anyway, we have 2 more games to talk about. Packers 35, Steelers 25. Steelers were up 16-7 at halftime. The Packers just amazing in the second half. Jordan Love 20 straight completions. He looked incredible. He had the one play on third down when he was getting hit as he threw and just launched the ball up, and it was caught. I think was Tucker Kraft that caught it? I think it was. He caught a long pass, and Tucker Kraft was amazing in this game. As you know, just anyone who started him knows. He was part of my my top scoring week in our fantasy league. Jacobs actually got outgained by Emmanuel Wilson, which is kind of weird. Not that like he's threatened by this job or anything like that, and like some of that was late runs by Wilson, but still. Jacobs only 33 rushing yards. I don't think he's completely healthy, so he should do well later. For the Steelers, Roman Wilson sighting, 474 and a touchdown. Although the Steelers did sign, big move by the way. The Steelers signed Marquez Valdes-Scantling. And I think that I actually think that has some legs to it because Rodgers played with him in Green Bay, so like they have that familiarity. Metcalf,
I have him in a bunch of best ball leagues. So
do I. Yeah, me too. I can't wait. So yeah, he's going to catch a couple of deep passes. He is. Metcalf 555 touchdown. Any thoughts on this game?
Yeah, I don't think there's anything super great to learn here. Rodgers looks like he's playing much better this year than he did last year. Mm-hmm. He still looks like he doesn't want to get hit. Like he doesn't hang in the pocket. And so it does feel like there would be better it feels like they would have better downfield success if he was like it just seems like whenever he's under pressure, he kind of just like runs around, like dumps the ball off really fast. Like I just remember the old Rodgers would like stand in the pocket and like take the hit and deliver the ball down the field. Like it just seems like he's kind of like a check down Charlie. Like he just doesn't want to, unless he has a perfectly clean pocket, he doesn't want to throw the ball down the field. And like I just think it's going to handicap this offense. Jaylen Warren is awesome. Roman Wilson, like he could have had a second touchdown. He had that one big play down the field, and his momentum took it out of bounds, which is a bummer. I have Roman Wilson actually in several best ball leagues, so I was like rooting for him. Man, Metcalf is great. I would imagine he's going to continue to be the guy there. And don't forget to start him up. I actually walked away from this game thinking that if you need a tight end, if you're desperate at tight end, Patrick Freiermuth could be the guy. Like it seems like his targets are better quality targets. He's getting more snaps. He's on the field more for red zone. So I wonder if you're desperate for tight end, Freiermuth might be a guy that you can consider. On the Packers side, Jordan Love looked awesome in this game. Like this is one of the best games he's played in his career. I don't think much of the Wilson thing. I think you said it's like Jacob's not fully healthy, so I'm not worried about that in this game. A little weird, but Kraft was awesome. Looks like Christian Watson, who I wasn't sure was going to play at all this year. I didn't draft him at all in best ball leagues because I just figured he wasn't going to play. I just thought he'd be total non-factor. So the fact that he's back kind of mid-season is kind of a big deal. Good for him. It looks like it's going to be, Watson and Dobbs and everyone else is kind of like this Heath guy. He sucks. Don't worry about him. He's like he had 3 catches in this game. He's had 6 catches his whole career. Like he sucks. I think everyone else you don't have to worry about at this point. This rookie Golden that everyone told me was going to be awesome this year has done nothing. And this guy, he's nothing right now. So don't worry about him. It's Kraft, it's Jacobs, and if you're really desperate for a receiver, then it's Watson and Dobbs, right?
Yeah, I mean, the Watson doing well was it's so shocking. Like, I was with you. I didn't think he'd play this year, but it's he's doing well. So shout out to Butters who kept saying we'll draft Watson. I thought he's nuts, but he was right all along. With the Rodgers situation. He's 41, so you can't really blame him for just like not wanting to get hit. It's like this doesn't really affect you because you live in Florida, but like for me, it's like when I was in my mid-20s and stuff like that, and it's cold outside, and like I'm wearing shorts, I don't care, flip-flops, whatever. I'll wear like a t-shirt. Like if I take my dog out, I don't care. Now I'm like 43, and I'm like if it's like 55, I'm like wearing my winter coat and like my and shoes and sweatpants. I don't want to deal with the cold. It kind of feels like that, when you get older. It's like I don't want to deal with this crap anymore. So if I were playing quarterback too, I'd dump the ball off too at my age. So I can't really blame him.
I don't like getting hit either. But I don't like stubbing my toe. I mean, I'm just yeah. So I don't get it. I get
I
it.
have a hangnail. I'm in rough shape. Anyway, our Monday night game, we have Chiefs 28, Redskins 7. This is 7-7 at halftime. Look like maybe an upset brewing. But then Mahomes went nuts in the second half. I believe they scored on every possession except for the last drive when they're running the clock out. They were great. Mahomes threw 2 picks early. One was not his fault. It just dropped out of Kelsey's hands. And then the other one was just an amazing play. So I wouldn't really put any of them on that. Pacheco got hurt in this game, and then he seemed fine, so he was okay. Travis Kelsey, National Tight Ends Day. So, of course, he led the team in receiving. But Rashee Rice, I think, just continues to shine. He's 9 for 93, touchdown. He's awesome. I think he's just going to be like this the rest of the season. For the Redskins, McNichols just does a painful last reception for Butters. It's really hoping that he would take the showdown, but unfortunately that didn't happen. But I think the big takeaway for Washington is that McLaurin's back. 354 and a touchdown with Mariota. It's when Daniels returns, feels like he should be back to his former self now that he's healthy. So any takeaway from this game?
Yeah, I thought in the first quarter. Yeah, it looked like the Redskins could keep it close. But yeah, then they fell apart and kind of turned into the pumpkins that they are. Yeah, Mariota leading the team in rushing is not a good sign. Mr. JCM, he's this guy's super inconsistent in terms of like being involved in the offense. Like there are some weeks where it's like he's clearly the main guy, and then the other times it's like, what? Where'd he go? It's just like there are moments where he just gets phased out of the offense, which is not ideal. McNichols getting a bunch of dump offs. Like, what is that all about? Terry McLaurin was awesome on that first play. He scored a touchdown. I have him in one league. I started him. Scores a touchdown, and then he immediately gets hurt, and looks like he's gonna miss another couple games. Whenever a player has a soft tissue injury of some sort or a muscle pull, and then injures it again, that usually is not a good sign. So they've not made any announcements yet, but my guess is McLaurin's going to miss some time, which is a bummer. And I think I think the lesson to learn here is players who hold in are seemingly more likely to get injured at some point. Like it feels like we've seen it enough when this happens, which is a bummer. So I remember this summer we were in best ball drafts. I drafted McLaurin a couple times, and I remember you saying, are you worried about this? And I'm like, nah, it'll be fine. They'll get back. And I remember thinking to myself, yeah, it's not going to have any impact. Like, he'll be fine. They'll get the contract. And he's a great player. Yeah, I was wrong. I think there's something to it now. I think we've seen it now a couple seasons in a row with a couple players. Mm-hmm. I will try to track it a little bit over the next couple of years to see if we can get some data. But I'm going to stay away from those guys for this foreseeable future. I think there's enough data for me to do that. On the flip side of this, we already talked about it. I already mentioned it, but yeah, the Chiefs are going to win the Super Bowl. If you have Isaiah Pacheco, if you have, Kelsey, if you have Rice, if you have Xavier Worthy, like these guys are worthy of starting lineups right now. I think they're going to get better. I think it'll be great. Patrick Mahomes is awesome. Yeah, they're going to, we're watching the greatest, in my opinion, we're watching the greatest quarterback of all time. So,
yeah. By the way, when the Chiefs were 0-2 earlier this year, I still had them high in my power rankings, and I'm like, yeah, they'll turn around. They have the best quarterback, best coach in the NFL. And then I get a message on Facebook from a guy, and he's like, by what metric do you think Mahomes is the best quarterback? Because I'm not seeing it. And I'm like, with my eyes, and it's like the metric I see. Like he's the best quarterback. Like here's a metric. Like if you had to pick one quarterback to win one game, who would you choose? Mahomes, right? I mean, now that Nick Foles is gone, he'd pick Mahomes.
That's right. I mean, Brady probably still deserves the.
I mean, active right now. I mean,
active. Well, it's Mahomes. Yeah, no question.
Yeah.
If it's all time, if I could have one guy in his prime for one game, I mean, it still might be Mahomes. Like Brady, Montana, Mahomes, one of those three guys probably in that. And there's probably a distant and Nick Foles, one of those four guys, and then there's probably a distant between the next, between the fourth guy and the rest of the field, right?
Yeah, Yeah, let's include Eli Manning with his 2 Super Bowl wins in there. Not if he had the great Giants defensive line come with him, sure. But yeah, no, I agree. I think it's one of those 3 plus Foles. You got to include him.
By the way, Deebo Samuel had a pass that should have right in those hands and it bounced off his face mask. I'm like, that's like I feel like you're watching like a gay fat kid. Like
gay fat kid.
Yeah, like a gay fat kid. He's like 10 years old. He's gay. He's fat. He can't catch. That's Deebo Samuel. Sometimes Deebo's awesome, and sometimes he's like, oh, give me my Skittles. Oh, I dropped them. Oh, I can't. Just, like the ball goes right through his hands, floop, and like he's got lube on his hands. Okay, and it pops off his face. Like, what is that?
Well, in 8 years, you can go to prison and be happy. So anyway, yeah, that's funny. I must have missed that play. I don't know, for some reason. Did it happen early? Because I was putting my son to bed. It may have happened. That's maybe going to happen. And I also missed McLaurin getting hurt. You're right. He tweaked his quad. About guys holding in. It does have a history. CeeDee Lamb last year. He struggled after holding in. But there are. It's not 100% foolproof. But like James Cook held in, not through the duration of training camp, but for a while, and then he's having a great year. So it's not like automatic fade, but I think the you could if you do a study on this, I think you will find that there's a good chance that they will get hurt more often than not. Like they have an increased chance of getting hurt if they're not practicing. Melvin Gordon, yeah, another one. So yeah, it happens more often than not, for sure, but it's not foolproof. So yeah, if you do a study on that, that'd be awesome to see. Hopefully, maybe you have some time in the off season. So
yeah.
All right. Anything else before we head out?
Peanut butter whiskey is delicious.
Nice. Yeah. And I would say check out thecapIsFake.com. It's Kenny's website. He writes about why the cap is fake, and it is. But he also has some other stuff on here. Why you should ignore beat writers, which is great advice, because beat writers, they either lie all the time or they just report misinformation unknowingly. And then why WNBA players are actually overpaid, which is a great article, which I imagine will eventually. I eventually will become viral at some point once some feminists get a sight of this and are offended, even though you spoke the truth. But yeah, so check out thecapIsFake.com. So my Wizards let the 76ers off the hook. WTF was CJ McCollum doing? I didn't watch the game. I did. I kept track of the stats. I was hoping for VJ Edgecombe to have over 27.5 points, rebounds, assists, which he did not do. He had 24, unfortunately. So do you have any idea what did McCollum do? I missed it.
I didn't watch the overtime, so it was did something happen in overtime? Okay. I mean, I was getting ready to record the view, so the Sixers were down big, and I was watching, turned it off, and then they came back, so then I turned it on, and then I didn't watch overtime. So
okay, he had 3 awful shots in overtime. Okay, so maybe it's like Rozier, or like blow the
Sixers
game.
4-0. I also had the World Series on a little bit earlier too, watching that. So it's tied 2-2. Series 2-2, and I'm rooting for the Dodgers. I don't know about you. I don't want a Canadian team winning baseball. Like,
get these Canadian bums out of here. I agree.
Libtards.
Yeah. It's funny that like these players probably are not Canadian, No. But I feel like if you have a team in Canada, I think they should all be Canadian. Like there should be no American players allowed on the Blue Jays.
Or they should be libtards.
Yeah. Send all the commies there. Send the people voting for Zoran Mondani. Send them over there. So
yeah, exactly.
Wizards team is young and 2 vets are dog crap. Chris Middleton, GTFO. Bullets are not a good team, to say the least. But I
forgot the name of the Bullets originally. That's right. It's funny.
It's why did they change these names? They're great names. Washington Bullets. What a cool name.
It fits the city perfectly.
Yeah. And then like Wizards, I think, is more offensive. That's another name for the KKK, isn't it? Like, I talk about white supremacists. And then you have you have Redskins. Like Redskins, a proud name for Native Americans. Like they said, honestly, the name stems from the French Indian Revolution, where they used as a code word in the war. And 4 Native American high schools in this country have the nickname Native Redskins. And Native Americans voted twice in 2 polls by the Washington Post. It's not a right wing publication. In 2 separate polls, 80% of Native Americans showed support for Redskins, and that they wanted to remove Redskins. And I think it's the same reason why they wanted to remove Aunt Jemima off the syrup bottles, because they don't want to see minority faces. It's like a white racist wants to remove that kind of stuff. And so who they replaced it with? Commanders, who were the people who eradicated the Native Americans and forced them to move. So another white supremacist move here by the 2 Washington teams. That is very offensive to me. That's why I call them the Bullets and the Redskins. So the chagrin, yeah. So the chagrin of so many people. I had someone tell me, they're like why are you being such a jerk calling them the Redskins? I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't realize you hated Native Americans so much. Sorry for these people. They just don't know. It's like racist by accident sometimes, but some of the it is really offensive to change these names. I think honestly, it's a proud like a Native American designed the Redskins logo. Like it's like a proud thing for them. Like they liked it. And they just took it away from them. And then I see like people be like, "Well, how would you feel if it was the Caucasians?" And like, I'm like, I think white people would like that. Like I don't. It's not offensive.
The Cincinnati Crackers.
Exactly. I think people like that actually. Yeah, such a dark thing to do. Well, that logo is one of the best in the league now. It's just W. Yeah, it's awful. It's awful. At least call it like the Hogs or the Red Hogs, because like that's an homage to the offensive line they had back in the day and like the fans. And you can go from Redskins to Pigskins to Pigs to Hogs. Like it's natural and like it's unique. The Commanders seems it seems like it's like one of those sports movies where they have like generic team names, like the Commanders or the Commanders are playing the Generals this week. That's what it sounds like. Like there's no thought behind it. It was so bad. Hogs would at least be. I would call them the Hogs if they changed that name to Hogs or Red Hogs. But the Commanders so lame. Anyway,
speaking of Wizards, by the way, my daughter, who's 4 years old, chose our family Halloween costumes for this year. Yeah, I am going to be the genie. We're all being an Aladdin. So,
nice.
So she's going to be Jasmine. My son will be Aladdin, and then my wife is going to be the magic carpet. And I'm going to be Genie.
That's awesome. That's the best. I do. My son has an Aladdin book. I do all the voices. I can just do voices pretty well. I really struggle with Robin Williams trying to emulate him. That's something I can't do. But that's really cool. My son's going to be Chase from Paw Patrol. And my daughter is going to be an ice cream cone. So there's no theme here, but it's they picked their costumes out. So it'll be fun. Hopefully it doesn't rain on Halloween. It looks like, at least I checked a few days ago, it looks like it's gonna maybe rain, like 50% of rain on Friday, which would be a bummer for the kids. Let me look now. Actually, no, it says 8% rain, 58 degrees. Okay, cool. I look forward to it. It's always fun to have my kids go around. So they look forward to it. It's their night. It's it's a lot of fun. So, and I'll be dressing up this week too for Halloween. We'll have some. I have some costumes here. I have my Cobra Kai costume. I have my I might as well do this now. Cassandra will be pissed off because I'm wearing my my cowboy hat about the Battle of the Horses hat, but have to do it. Sorry, Cassandra, to bring up bad memories.
Remember the epic Walter Halloween costume parties, man. Those were
my god, those are so great. Those are so great. I had the most success hooking up with girls at the Halloween parties. It was,
I think 2011 was the last time I came to one of those parties at your house.
Yeah. I was one of the Jersey Shore guys, I believe, and you were Elvis, right?
I was Elvis.
Yeah. That was the night where it was before I met my wife. So in case she's listening, 2 years before. I think I told the story before. There's this girl I wanted to hook up with, sort of, and we were alone in my basement, and we were starting to do stuff, and this guy came down. This guy He's so annoying. And like he'd be like, "Well, do you really want to do this?" I'm like, "Yes, go away." He's like, "Well, I'm just looking out for you, man. I'm just looking out for
He
you."
was looking out for you, Walt. Come on, man. He was looking out for
Yeah,
you.
yeah. I'm like, dude, go away. I want to do this. He's such the worst, the worst. Yeah, I think my like hookup was like 100 hookup rate was 100% on Halloween parties. It was like 0% else like other times, but it was like it was like 10% of the times. Like 100% on Halloween. It was great. So that guy was so annoying. I don't think I've seen that guy since. Well, do you want to do this, man? Well, tell me if you don't want to do this. I'm like, Gary, go away.
Is his name Gary?
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Sorry, Gary, if you're listening. Sorry. I haven't seen Gary in so long. I used to be good friends with him. I don't know. We just kind of lost touch, but anyway.
That's so good. All right,
Yeah,
I think that's a wrap.
yeah. Has any one person been offended by being called cracker? No, never. Great picks, everyone.
Gary? Get out of here, Gary.
Get out of here. It's like the worst, dude. Why are you doing this? Yeah, anyway, the logo, okay. We were 58 degrees. Gosh, that doesn't sound fun. I prefer 70, but it could be 45 and it could be rainy. I'll take 58. I'll take it. But anyway, stupid battle. Sorry, Cassandra. Sorry to bring up bad memories. All right. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching, commenting. Really appreciate it. We'll be back tomorrow with Andy Isco. I assume he didn't say anything that he's not coming on. So week 9 NFL picks against the spread tomorrow. Looking forward to it as always. We had one final question before we head out. Drop one of Travion, Woody, Spears, Isaiah Davis for one of Bam, Knight, Mooney, Butte. I'm looking at Butte potentially.
Unless you're desperate for running backs.
I wouldn't try. I wouldn't drop any of those guys though. For Bam Knight's not good. Mooney, no. I like Butte, but I think I'd rather have Butte over Davis and Spears.
Or Spears, yeah.
Yeah.
I'd take Booty over. I'd take Butte over Woody at this point too. To be honest.
Yeah. I think Woody has more upside potentially, but yeah. But I like all those guys, so I don't think you necessarily have to do it. But if you really
want Butte, you need a receiver.
Yeah.
Then I think Davis is the guy I'd feel the least confident in of that crew.
Yeah, I agree. All right, yeah. Have a great night, guys. Yeah. So please hit like, subscribe, comment below, share this video, visit walterfootball.com, and check back tomorrow. Like I said, we'll be back with Andy, but otherwise, guys, hope you have a great night, and I'll talk to you then.
You the man, Walt.